There you go. All right. Yeah.
Woo! Please share on the Facebook and Twitter. Just give me a second to actually finish the post itself.
Wow.
The link is showing up right now. So.
All right. I'll have to go and share it and grab it real quick.
Wow.
Well, we're a little we're abrupt.
Lost for words.
Well, we're abrupt because we don't have time to finish setting up everything.
Yeah, that was quick. I'm still trying to do all this here on the.
You know, for a podcast that involves us speaking,
mm-hmm.
I was at a loss for words at the last 3 minutes of this event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
So they're fuck the introduction or whatever. Dark match, blah,
Abel,
blah.
Travis, Chris.
This is the dark match.
Yes.
Live from La Cocina Studios.
We're starting from the top.
We have to.
Goldberg Lesnar has been hyped up for weeks. Fantasy warfare has become reality. Travis, you played WWE 2K games for a couple of years. Have you ever beaten anybody that fast on a fucking game?
None of that caliber, no. I could throw some cheats and do some, finagling with the controls, but no, that's not how it works.
Well, Abel types away. Your first impression as soon as the bell rang and the match was over. What was the first thought that you formed in your head?
Wow, that is the first thing I could think of. It's like they're really going with that. Okay, I get that Goldberg is a special attraction at this point. Obviously, I mean he's 12 years later coming in. Did they make him too much of a big deal to beat off, freaking Killer of the Streak, the Beast incarnate? I don't know. It's just weird. They spent how many years since Lesnar's been back now?
12.
No. Since Lesnar's been back, it's like
Lesnar. I think he meant Goldberg.
3.
2012. He came back, or 13,
something like that.
Yeah.
So they've invested all this time in him destroying people. To
go over what he's done.
Okay, he ended the streak. That's like the biggest thing.
I mean, before that, he defeated John Cena. Extreme Rules coming back when Cena was like almost unbeatable.
Right.
He defeated.
He lost to Cena in Extreme Rules. He
beat him later, right?
He beat Cena.
He bloodied him at Extreme
at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
He killed CM Punk at SummerSlam.
Yeah. He beat Triple H.
He beat Triple H at WrestleMania and Extreme Rules.
Right.
And then
then Orton and everything. Ever since the streak ended, he's been built a certain level, winning the championship and everything else. So there's a history since he's been back of dominance. And 3 moves, 2 spears and a jackhammer?
A push.
And
then 2 spears and a jackhammer.
Yeah.
You ready to give us an impression, Abel?
An impression of what?
First thought that popped in your head when the match was over.
No, I was just shocked. I didn't know what to say. I was dumbfounded.
I got another thing right here. If you thinking back now about how the match played out, are they going homage to Goldberg's original streak of this bam 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 match done? Is that what they were doing on that?
There are guys that are lesser than Goldberg in WCW that got better treatment. For as credible as they made DDP in '98. DDP did not lose in 3 minutes. He didn't beat Hogan in 3 minutes.
No one had
He didn't beat Kevin Nash in 3 minutes. Wow. A part of me starting to digest it now would want to think that, all right, Brock Lesnar, MMA fighter, you can lose like that in MMA without even knowing.
Right.
But I never got the impression from Goldberg that he's the kind of guy that can beat anybody the caliber of Goldberg is no Randy Couture.
Right.
He has not had the track record coming back from hiatus to build up some kind of Randy Couture-like status to be 55 years old and not either hold a championship or beat a guy the way that was presented on the pay-per-view.
At least not Brock. At least not Brock. Like if it was like Rusev,
the night of the scuffle.
Rusev, Ambrose,
Sheamus.
AJ, Roman, Sheamus, anybody else. Yeah. Anybody else that's not Brock fucking Lesnar. Because right now, Brock fucking Lesnar over the last, since WrestleMania 30, even maybe a year before that, so the last 3 years or so, He's been built to be the guy that is the fucking destroyer of worlds. You know,
not to be confused with the eater of worlds.
Not the eater of worlds, the destroyer of worlds. So, man, it's a little off-putting that they're going to give that much to Goldberg. That's a lot to give to Goldberg right now. A lot to give.
This should have been just a knockout, drag-out, slobber knocker of a fight. It shouldn't have been what it was. I don't know if you think this was WWE, you know, hedging their bets a little bit, you know, making sure that there's no botches or injuries or anything to, well, mainly Goldberg, but to one of them.
Yeah. I don't know. If you want to talk about hedging your bets, here's what I think the bet was that was being hedged right when I saw the first spear. And I was trying to tweet this out. And as I was sending out the tweet, the second spear happened. And that was, oh, he's swinging for the fences for the home run right at the beginning because he knows that he can't hang for 10, 15 minutes because he just doesn't have the stamina, right. You know? And I thought that was going to be, one, real life, and two, that's going to be the story of the match, that he's going to try to hit him with everything right from the get-go. And you know, as long as Brock can weather the storm, okay, whatever. But I think it was only one, the first thing of that was true. They probably booked it that way because, well, we're going to make Goldberg win. It's just, how are we going to make him win? Well, we can't have him win a 30-minute match because he ain't going to hang 30 minutes. He's not going to look good. Well, what's going to make him look good? Oh, what he did in WCW for years and years, which is spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. Well, hold on. This is Brock Lesnar. Okay, 2 spears. I guess, all right, yeah. And so that's probably why they did it.
You know what? That makes just about as much sense what we just saw.
Okay.
So, Chris?
Hands down, this is the biggest disappointment of 2016 in pro wrestling.
Really?
Hands fucking down.
That bad?
You could have had some up-and-comer on the roster or somebody that's going to stick around on the roster for at least the next 5 years to hand that momentum, that rub that a Brock Lesnar can give for everything that you've invested in Brock Lesnar. Not only do not to rant on the part-timer rant, but not only do you give it to a part-timer, you give it to a part-timer that's older, who's already said on the promo, Brock Lesnar, you're not just next, you're last.
A part-timer who's more part-timey than the part-timer he's beat.
It's, from all intents and purposes, we're never seeing Goldberg in the ring again. Why is Goldberg going to give Lesnar a rematch if he's already beaten him twice, squashed him like a bug the second time? So nobody's going to get the payoff of being the guy to beat Brock Lesnar after everything he's done. Nobody's going to get a payoff after, oh my God, the unstoppable Bill Goldberg. No one's going to get a rub off of that either. So this was literally, do you know what? WWE's booking is so fucked up because we're supposed to have Roadblock in 5 weeks for Raw. No, we just saw a fucking Roadblock up here because ain't nobody getting shit from that.
And
nobody.
This fucks up 20 different ways Undertaker, who's supposed to be coming back. The guy that beat Undertaker just got squashed. So it's like, okay, and what are you going to do with that guy that just squashed? You know, like, it's not like Taker could go around and beat Goldberg that way, equilibrium. Oh, I beat you, you beat me. I should, you know. No. Like, that's not going to happen because, oh, he's going away. So, I mean, is the only way of fixing this is to not have Goldberg gone? Is he going to stick around?
No fix.
Well, once in a lifetime wasn't once in a lifetime. Wound up being twice in a lifetime. Does that mean Goldberg's going to stick around?
My only thing that I can think of to go off what we just saw is there's got to be some kind of rematch somehow, some way with Goldberg and Lesnar. Because
Lesnar eats his kid,
sure,
rapes the wife. Why would Goldberg want to get out if he's already beaten him twice?
He's got nothing left to prove.
There's nothing left to prove.
Goldberg has nothing left to prove. Brock has something to prove.
But that's not on Goldberg. Why would Goldberg give a shit?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I'm expecting, if there's any kind of saving grace, I'm expecting tomorrow night on Raw, we can't even have the opening promo go off without Lesnar coming up and breaking the ring and killing everyone in the ring and doing
like when he lost the title.
Doing what Samoa Joe did in NXT to get his rematch with Nakamura.
Is that
killing fuckers?
Is that how we get the fix?
It's not going to fix. It's not going to fix me.
Well, okay, fuck you then, Travis. Listeners, is this how we get the fix? Where Brock just goes fucking apeshit crazy and is driving Shane and Steph and Mick, both brands. It's driving everybody fucking nuts and saying, Goldberg, you got to come back. You got to fight this guy again. He's driving everyone nuts. You have to. Please do it.
If it's
is that how you fix it?
If it's the commissioners going in and saying, please, dude, you gotta stop.
We gotta do something about this.
Maybe.
But assuming that match happens, Lesnar beats Goldberg. Do you still count that as a win? Like the biggest blemish on Lesnar's career, whether you're talking wrestling or UFC, is getting beaten by Goldberg in 2 minutes. He has never been beaten by anyone, even in the octagon, in 2 minutes. And you're having it to Goldberg, a guy that's at least 10 years older than you. There is no way to come back from that.
Here's the thing, like, even if it wasn't like a knockout drag-out fight in 2 minutes, whatever, I still think it should have been Brock winning, only because that would serve purpose for Goldberg.
For there being a rubber match.
For Goldberg saying, okay, I got to vindicate this match. I got to vindicate this loss in front of my kid and my wife.
It's easy to say that he could have came out and said the Brock Lesnar I beat at WrestleMania 20 was not the Brock Lesnar I got last night and build up to a rematch.
Maybe, yeah.
But I was expecting the opposite. I was expecting Lesnar to mop the floor with Goldberg in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not Goldberg doing this in half of that.
Do you think that this is going to be the bullshit way that they're going to do it where it's hey, Triple H only fought The Undertaker twice at WrestleMania, and we all like forgot about the one from 10 years ago before then? Is that what they're going to do here? Hey, let's forget about WrestleMania 20. Hey, it's only 1-0 instead of it being 2-0.
Because they've already been putting footage and shit of that last match. It's been part of the storyline.
Okay.
So if it wasn't part of the storyline, then yes, I would say you're probably right.
Did we get all that out?
All I got to say is if there is a rematch, Heyman, bring the cattle prod.
Ooh.
Or Scott Hall. Bring Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Bad things happen when Scott Hall's around.
Yeah.
All right. I got a question here from Ryan. Is this build up for Taker and Goldberg at WrestleMania?
No, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see it.
I don't see Goldberg coming back. Like, why? Why would he come back?
Ryan, you have to remember Undertaker's promo from SmackDown. WrestleMania no longer defines him. Yeah. So we're not even supposed to worry about WrestleMania. The next big pay-per-view after this that Taker no-showed is Royal Rumble in San Antonio. That's when we get to see something. But right now, WrestleMania is like, we still got time.
We can't even think about WrestleMania right now.
Yeah.
No. But that's it. That's we had to talk about that first.
That was the going all the way down. Like we all hate the finish of that match. Before the match started, I thought Goldberg looked good, in the entrance, whatever. I even said, hey, it looked like from the last time we've seen his shirtless 2 or 3 weeks ago, it looks like he cut down a little bit of weight. He looks good. Okay, I'm fine with it. But that was after us riding this high of the hour-long 5-on-5 Survivor Series Raw versus SmackDown guys match. And I fucking loved it. We were riding high off of that match, man. We loved it. I love the match.
Is it safe to say that's the match of the night? Because you're making a face.
You are making a face.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn. To me, I think there were parts of it that were stretched out quite a bit for time purposes, I guess, because they knew the main event was only 2 minutes.
That makes even more sense now.
But even then, I don't know.
Tell me something you didn't like about the match then. Because I'm on Abel's boat. This might be my match of the night, and it's a candidate for match of the week for me.
Okay, let's talk about one thing that happened throughout the match is Ambrose and Styles.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with them going at it because the animosity that we know it's been built up and heels and faces teaming up, I get it. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it was Ambrose who's supposed to be the face, of SmackDown, even though AJ the face runs the place, whatever. He's the heel. Technically, AJ's the heel. Ambrose is the face. But yet Ambrose was the one who was antagonizing him, pushing him, shoving him. The way that he was eliminated, I can't remember. But after he was eliminated, he got eliminated, and then he came back.
Strowman eliminated him. He was actually the first elimination for Team SmackDown
because of all the shit that was going back and forth with him Styles. So
he couldn't be a team player.
Exactly. And then later on, we find out AJ is doing good, and then here comes Ambrose again, causing more problems for SmackDown. It's something that a heel should be doing, not someone that's supposed to be a face.
Okay,
I get it. He's the fringe lunatic.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
But come on, still,
the fact that he's unhinged, unglued, the guy that's kind of crazy, like that doesn't forgive the face healingness of that for you.
I just kind of wish they'd go. I mean, be more direct with it.
He's not as solidified of what I'm going to say as I would like for him to be, but I consider Ambrose more of the anti-hero as opposed to just the cookie-cutter babyface like they're trying to make Roman.
What has he done that's anti-hero?
Everything you just complained about.
He's straight up being that's not being anti-hero.
No, because Ambrose was the first one that got eliminated. It wasn't Ambrose eliminating Styles just for the fuck of it. He had reason to do what he did. That's what anti-heroes do.
Ambrose pushed Styles first.
Yeah, but Styles is the heel. Styles is everyone's supposed to be cheering.
That's my point.
Everybody's supposed to be cheering Ambrose, so that's why I think it's kind of like an anti-hero thing. You don't know.
I don't think you understand what anti-hero means. That was straight up heelish, dickish moves that he was doing.
Yeah, but he's doing that to a dick. He's being a dick to a dick.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that makes it kind of okay.
Normally, I agree with you on that, but not when he was
but not when it's Ambrose, because you don't like Ambrose.
No, he was the first one to do it. Fuck you. He was the first one to do that shit.
Oh, we're fucking each other tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Get a front row seat.
He was the first one to start everything. That's my point.
Okay.
And then he came back purposely.
But see, you're talking about it's the first one. He was the first one to start it. That's tonight. But this has been spilling over from SmackDown, from their feud. There's
right.
been precedence.
And AJ wasn't doing anything to him tonight.
But that's my point. There's been precedence that is in storyline flow. It's not that you can't just take it just from tonight and that's it. Oh, well, he's the one who started tonight. There's been a fucking feud that's been going on for months.
So you justify him come back out and helping Shield taking out Styles.
Yeah.
You justify that.
Yeah, it makes sense within the storyline because AJ has been so antagonistic to him and he's been feuding with AJ. It makes sense why he wanted to take him out. He's the guy that he's trying to challenge for the World Heavyweight title. It makes sense, storyline-wise.
I don't know.
Differences aside, did you mark the fuck out for the Shield reunion or not?
I think you marked the fuck out the most. I kind of marked for it because I'm like, okay, yeah, we kind of saw it coming. Not necessarily because of Roman, but I don't know. I think we got like 3 shades of gray going on here right now. But you fucking loved it. I was okay with it. He hates it.
I don't say I hate it, but come on. Come on.
So you liked it?
No.
So you were okay on it?
Yeah.
So anything I say, you're going to disagree with?
I didn't give a shit about it.
Oh, my God.
Okay, moving on.
So you didn't give a shit about it?
Not really.
Moving on. Shane's dead. Elaborate on the death of Shane McMahon.
Okay, so Shane jumped off of the thing, and he died, but he stayed in the match forever. And that was the one part I didn't like. I didn't like how long Shane was in there, especially considering he's not a fucking wrestler. Sure, he's the guy that takes the crazy-ass bumps and does the crazy shit, but every time he does the crazy shit, he dies. And he did some crazy shit early in the match, and he should have done been dead. But since he didn't done been dead, and he stuck around, he stayed in there until he really real life done been dead. And even then, he tried to kick out, and he kicked out at 2, and he wasn't supposed to be eliminated until the ref said, hey, you dead. So now, you know what, we're going to renege the 2 count and say it was a 3 count and say that you're dead. Because he died.
Him off the ring with a
God, get Shane out of there, man. Like, shit.
And that's another thing that I don't like about this match was the fact that you were bitching about it, too. Like, the fact that Shane was, like, half dead throughout his whole time in the ring. It just drug the match out.
The only rebuttal for that I don't think you guys noticed until I mentioned it was with Ambrose eliminated, Shane was the only face on Team SmackDown that you couldn't have Bray Wyatt have like a facey hot tag to another heel, or have Orton, who right now is a heel, have a facey hot tag to another heel.
But how long were the heels, the last ones in the ring?
Had it been like 35, 40 minutes. But looking over the fact that Shane was laying down on the apron for fucking 30 minutes, looking over that and just seeing, Roman, Seth, Bray, Orton, AJ, all of them doing what they were doing and fighting and having the good match, just putting my blinders on for Shane. I fucking loved it. I loved the back and forth, what they were doing, how fast-paced it was. Everything seemed really good. Hell, even before that, when before Strowman got eliminated, I felt like they really made Strowman look relevant and good and strong.
Dominant.
Yeah, they really, really made him look like $1 million in there.
As $1 million as you thought he looked.
Yes.
Let's get Travis in here. Does that get negated by having James Ellsworth, the mascot of SmackDown, cause Strowman the elimination?
No, it does not.
That's Travis.
Okay, Travis, shit all over this before we shine all over it.
Monster fucking wrestler. Just throwing bitches over the fucking ring, left and right. Nobody cares. It's like he destroys everybody. Yet 105 pounds soaking wet, fucking no chin motherfucker over here. He can hold down on his shoelace and stop him from getting in the fucking ring. Seriously?
That's what makes it so beautiful, man. Seriously. That's what makes it so ironic.
Oh, we need a gift for that.
Not ironic.
The elephant taken out by the mouse. That's what's so fucking poetic about it. It was so good. It's that he is eliminating everybody. He's taking everyone out. And the one thing that was his undoing, the one thing that took him out is the thing nobody expected from the least likely source, we even forgot he was in the fucking match. He was underneath the ring and he just held on to his leg. He just for 2 seconds. That's all. Because it was 8 and he was already climbing. 9, 10. Boom. Done. Out of there. It was the smallest thing, but man, it fucking worked. It was great. That's why I loved it. So poetic, man.
You would.
Storyline, dude. Storyline. Back me up on here. Come on.
It's going to be biased, man, because I've been loving the whole Ellsworth treatment. But in the moment, we're all complaining, like, oh, man, what the fuck? Like, Strowman couldn't beat the 10 count. Oh, that's bullshit. But we were all crapping on
he
it.
Was hesitating.
And then they zoom in on those little hands. I was like, who the fuck is that? What the? I didn't know Trump was in the building. And then Bray pulls his leg out and you see the strands of blonde hair. It's like, you son of a bitch.
You the real MVP. You the real MVP. And then, okay, Travis, did you enjoy the fact that he got dead? Braun Strowman killed the motherfucker.
Oh my God, he killed Ellsworth.
Good.
Did that make you happy?
Yeah, a little bit. He could have got a little more air in his jump.
A little bit more.
But
if he would have landed on the pizza, like just seeing all the cheese, like.
Yeah. So, what about? Okay, well, we fast forward through a little bit of this. We go more towards the end.
It was an hour long.
It was an hour long. You know what? That's another thing I liked about the match. That it was an hour long. You don't see hour-long matches all the time. I was okay with it. The fact that, there was parts of it that were dragged out as far as pacing goes, but the fact that it was an hour, I was okay.
You have at least 75% of the participants in that match either current or former world heavyweight champions. I didn't want any of them to get eliminated in one shot and you're out. Yeah. The fact that they made such an effort to we'll get to that later. But the fact that they made such an effort to get these eliminations made it solidify that everybody in the match, I'm not saying Ellsworth, but everybody on the apron getting tagged in to wrestle was a big fucking deal. Yes. And I loved that. And a big antithesis to the fucking main event, but we already burned that fire out.
As much as I've been kind of shitting on this match, I do say the pros of the in-ring, what we're seeing from all the wrestlers involved, outweigh the cons of this match for me. I can't say it's my match of the night, though.
Okay.
Bray and Orton, is it a legitimate Wyatt family now? Are you buying into it? We've had this for a couple of weeks. We didn't like how it first started. It didn't really make sense, but now as the tide's starting to turn, and obviously, again, Orton's one of the ultimate last survivors. Are you buying into, and Bray actually gets a meaningful victory? Are you ready to buy into the Wyatt family again?
Man, I hate to say this because every time that I buy back into the Wyatt family, it lets me down. It lets me down every fucking time. However, this is different enough. The win was important enough. And not only was it, because it was a big match and whatever, this and that, it was for Raw versus SmackDown, the whole fucking big four, point of this pay-per-view. I like the little tweak of what happened in the storytelling of that match. Because it to me, it sold me on Orton being in the Wyatt family. Because what did Orton do? He pulled Bray out of the way and took the spear for Bray. So it's not like this bullshit mamby-pamby, oh, I'm going to kind of be on your team,
This
whatever,
ain't
beat him,
B-Rod.
join him. Yeah, you can't beat him, join him, whatever. That he proved to Bray that he is sold out for Bray. Even if he's playing the long game and like 3 months down the road at Mania or something like that, that's when he stabs him in the back like how he planned all along. But for right now, I fucking bought it. I bought it. And I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to buy it for Orton and Bray to be on the same page. But they are, and I'm on board.
Does it make Orton interesting?
Yes, for me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
First of all, I'm glad that you reminded me while we're watching this match that Orton does have a record of winning these elimination matches, and I'm glad that continued. That's the one thing I really did like about this match was the end, because who was the sole member on the Raw team?
Roman Reigns.
And what we're all saying.
I don't.
Roman.
This might not be the best comparison, but I get the way I look at Negan from The Walking Dead on TV is the way I look at Roman, because I am uncomfortable watching Roman every time he's on TV, because I know that they're gonna fuck something up on the under end to sacrifice to make Roman look good, even though I'm not gonna like it. And I love the fact that Roman actually got beat in this match.
Yeah,
he was getting booed unanimously by that crowd. There were people that were in the match in and out that some people were booing, some people were cheering, some people like AJ, some people like Dean, some people like Jericho, some people like KO, blah, 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 this and that. But when Roman was getting in there and he was trying to get all his shine, boo, everybody, men, women, kids, everybody.
There was
Canadian, Mexican, it didn't matter what the fuck you were.
There was a "Let's go SmackDown" chant when Roman was the last guy.
Down.
And that was in the entire show of Raw versus SmackDown. That was the only time we got a brand chant for anything, was because it was against Roman.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for SmackDown, but against Roman.
And you know what? We say a lot about Roman and try to compare him to that guy right there. But something that guy right there has that Roman doesn't.
It's a big-breasted wife.
Well, that too. Is the split down the middle. Kids and women, no matter fucking what, have always cheered for Cena. But with Roman, no. Nobody's cheering for the dude. Nobody.
No voice vaginas anymore for Roman.
No.
He's getting it everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Roman is not the next John Cena.
Anything else happen in this match?
No, we're moving on.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
The match behind it. Kendrick versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight title.
Okay.
This is my WTF booking, aside from the Goldberg match.
Right.
I've said this on last week's episode. I've been saying it for weeks. Ever since the 205 Live was announced, I said, okay, it's clearly obvious. They're gonna. Why else have this fucking stipulation in this match?
And a one-way stipulation on top of that.
Yeah.
Whenever one-way stipulations are in wrestling, it's going
go
that
one
one
way.
way.
Yeah. Like why even have that as a fucking option? Especially if you have the show on Tuesdays that you're about to promote, and you have the whole roster on a different night show.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it make more sense to have all that roster on the same night as your other show?
You would think so.
No, yeah.
But
that,
I think that goes back to my original statement that the minority is reading PW Torch, Loads of Pain, WrestleZone, that know about the scheduling, that it would benefit having the brand on SmackDown
They
instead
are
of Raw.
sponsors.
The general casual audience just saw the Mexican get beat up by the big bully that's been bullying that kid for the last couple of months.
The little bully.
The little bully, yeah. So that's why, for me, not only did it make sense, but I love the fact that they're continuing freaking Corbin versus Kalisto's rivalry, because the bigger picture here in this storyline is not the Cruiserweight title. The bigger picture here is that WWE is trying their damnedest to build Kalisto as their next Rey Mysterio. Not a Cruiserweight champion, but a guy that can get enough fan base and enough popularity that someday, in hedging your bets, he could be as popular or on the same level as Rey. That's why. This isn't about Brian Kendrick. This is Kalisto not wrestling in a labeled Cruiserweight division.
I think
this is Kalisto stepping up with Baron Corbin.
You say that's the bigger picture. I think that's the medium picture. The bigger picture was what's happening with the Cruiserweights. A whole fucking division That is the bigger picture.
A division that nobody gives a shit about, that they're willing to move it to another day. Yeah, we had this conversation on Wednesday.
But
I'm surprised neither one of y'all are saying what I thought the bigger picture was.
Go for it.
Picture?
Baron Corbin.
Thank you. Yeah.
Especially the backstage thing with D-Bry getting in his face. He's like, "You just caused us the match." So
we don't need any other little people.
Well, he looks down at D-Bry.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see where they're going with Baron Corbin now.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
Kevin
You
Nash.
haven't been the biggest Baron Corbin fan. And even with this feud that started months ago with Kalisto, you're now getting into it.
Yeah, okay. the Kevin Nash and the X Division booking, I don't know if I'm really going to get behind it. Him beating up on the little dude.
No, this has got to end fast. Like, if they're going to have a match with Kalisto again, make it at the next pay-per-view thing.
Well, that's in 2 weeks.
Again, that's
TLC's,
what makes it.
Okay, all right.
That's what makes it medium to small picture. It's just for this feud.
That's what I'm saying. Knock that match out, get out of the way, and see where we're going. See where we're going with Baron Corbin. Because this whole thing with him and Kalisto, 3 months ago, this thing started with the brand split.
Kalisto's injury had a big factor.
End this fucking thing. Move on to something, which I thought they were doing with him when Jack Swagger, where's he been?
Wrestler versus boxer.
Yeah, I thought they were doing something with that, but that fell apart.
I mean, I like the fact that we're getting more personality out of Corbin, and that we're getting more of an answer as to what is a Baron Corbin. I like that, but at the expense of all this shit that was supposed to happen with the cruiserweights, man, I don't know. But also, this lends a little bit more to the theory of maybe this 205 Live isn't a live in-ring wrestling product that's going to happen immediately after SmackDown for people in the arena watching SmackDown. Maybe it's going to be more like a Breaking Ground kind of thing, where it's all these tape things that happen in the background, this and that, whatever, and maybe a match that's a dark match for the SmackDown people while they're going home.
I still contend, what the fuck point is that? Whatever the format of that show is, if your fucking roster for that show is on Monday.
Oh, it's on the other side. I know.
I don't understand it.
I know. That's why it's
anyway, is that all we got to talk about this match?
Sure.
How about the tag match, 5-on-5, Raw versus SmackDown?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Let's back up on our prediction show. What were we saying about this match?
I was vehemently against this. I was saying it was going to be a clusterfuck. There's too many people in this match. It's going to be stupid. It's not going to matter.
You said that it was inconsequential because
it was inconsequential.
Yes, that was your biggest point.
That too. Yes.
And regardless of that, the New Day gets eliminated within 3 minutes, and all of a sudden, my anticipation was from here to about here for the rest of this.
For two reasons: one, because the champs are gone, and two, wow, that's one team eliminated out of there, so it makes it a little bit less clusterfucky.
Well, because that was right after an elimination, so it's down 4-on-4.
So I want to be in 4-on-4, and then the guy that wasn't supposed to be in the match on the apron, running around the outside, Xavier Woods got eliminated as well.
Even.
So it made it cleaner. It made it less clusterfucky.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the fact that one of the New Day got eliminated with just a kick, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. Other than that, I'm glad that the New Day was gone at the start of the match. So it kind of bounces out.
Do you think that that they're going to use this to play into the whole thing of them breaking Demolition's records? Like, they're approaching Demolition's record, but they just lost this big-ass profile match, and all these other teams are going to be hungry coming after them.
This is the complaint we've had with Charlotte, that she is always going to lose any non-title match, but as soon as the title's up for grabs, she's winning every single time, and that's how the streak keeps going. She's not even doing that. She's winning every pay-per-view match because that's her streak right now. It's pay-per-view matches. So if the fact that they keep harping on records, like with Brie Bella, she's reaching so-and-so, and they wound up having that botch on Raw so that she can break the record. It's like, they're doing this too much. So it's going to happen that New Day's beating Demolition. This is the one for everybody complaining that the New Day never loses. That's the one loss that they can lean back on and say, well, hold on a minute, players. We're not undefeated. We have blemishes like a lot of other teams do.
Other than that, the match itself is good.
Did the right team win?
Who was last team?
Cesaro and Sheamus for Raw.
Yeah. The Odd Couple. Yeah, I think when it came down to them two, it was them two and Usos. Yeah. And I was like, I think y'all were saying the Usos were winning or something like that. But I was like, no, it's got to be the Odd Couple. Odd Couple's got to win this thing, and it's going to be more friction, more whatever the case.
It's a way to put them in line and I know that one's the heel and one's the face, but as a group, they're getting cheered. Mm-hmm. So it's a way for this face group to go up against the face champs without them like beating them or having beef or friction or whatever to make either team a heel too much. It's a way for them to be like, hey, look, we won this match. That was a big high profile match. We're next in line for the title.
They are. They're getting the title match on Raw tomorrow.
There you have it.
Are they?
Yeah, they announced it backstage. Stephanie and Mick. Quick question, just off the cuff, because it's been times that has been built on the periphery. Sheamus, for some reason, has been getting booed out of fucking buildings left and right. Who gets the face reaction first, Roman or Sheamus?
Sheamus. Okay. Sheamus, definitely. I mean, I think people are booing Sheamus because it's fun to boo him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
He's now becoming like the corny heel character. Like he's
like the Kurt Angle. They chant, you suck.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah. Whereas with Roman,
he just wanted to get run over.
He's the X-Pac, and I hate using the term X-Pac heat, but in this situation, they're chewing him because they think he's.
I think it's gonna that term's gonna turn into the Roman heat.
Yeah. I think it's more apropos for Roman than it is for X-Pac.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people still like X-Pac and like DX. It's just some people thought they sucked, and the minority.
Now that he's sober.
Yeah, the minority made it a thing to say X-Pac heat. But I think here with Roman.
Hell, there's heat coming out of his entrance on the side of the little thing.
Yeah, all right.
But in this match, though, there was. I think the flow of this match was really well. It was nice. Like, it didn't feel like it was a long match or anything. It didn't feel like it drug on.
I wanted to highlight for the Alphas, and they sure as fuck got it.
Everybody got a highlight, I thought.
Everyone did, yeah.
For as many bodies that was in the ring that you were against.
Yes, I was so afraid of it.
And everybody got a little spotlight.
Yeah, and I think that both in the guys' match and in the tag match, there was business as usual till about maybe like the 15-minute mark, and then a breakdown. And where everybody started jumping in and out, and everything kind of broke down, and then that's when business picked up in both matches. But I think that after the breakdown in the tag match, pedal to the metal, they really just went at it. Whereas the guys' match, the 5-on-5, there was still a lull. That's when
marathon.
Yeah, that's when you had Shane laying around doing twitching and all that. And then after a while, they put it into fifth gear. Yeah. Up until the guys' match, I thought hands down the best match of the night would be the tag match.
How much of that though is because we had so low expectations for the tag match? We all complained that was the most beef per square inch of the mat, and we were not looking. And again, inconsequential.
Well, it wasn't because of how many for me. It was for I don't care about the teams.
Half of the teams you didn't give a shit about. Yeah. Were you? Did your expectations get exceeded at the end of that match? Regardless,
they exceeded my expectations.
They did exceed my expectations as well. So did Heath. Heath did pretty well.
And he got over as fuck.
Who'd
have thunk in Canada?
Yeah. Who'd have thunk anywhere?
Even in Canada, people got kids.
Yeah. People got kids everywhere.
Yeah. How about Miz versus Sami Zayn?
I liked it.
This was a match I kind of like. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I think we're all assuming that Miz was going to hold on to it only because to further the storyline between him and D-Bry.
Yeah.
Him and
Ziggler.
Yeah, and Ziggler.
And it's Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn can lose and nobody cares. They'll still cheer for him.
And that's a very explainable loss that Maurice rang the bell.
Although, I got to admit, I fucking loved, if there's going to be shenanigans, I loved that particular way of shenaniganing. Like, it was just funny, and I liked, Maurice over there ringing the bell. Wait, what? Everybody got confused, and then, roll up, handful of tights, 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch, Maurice.
For heel work, you know what?
It's good heel work.
Yeah. So note to the rest of the roster, you want to beat The Miz, bring your girl with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rusev.
I mean, it's no thumb.
Where was Lana tonight?
Oh, my Lana.
We had extra 30 minutes, and we got no Lana. That's a shame.
Oh, my Lana.
All right. Well, that was it for that match. There wasn't a whole lot.
The last match that was left was a match that I missed, taking one for the team.
Yeah. Because
we were hungry as fuck, and I went and got food. So we opened up with the women, 5-on-5.
Well, it starts off. The SmackDown team or the Raw team came out. SmackDown team is coming out, and then Nikki. I even said, "Oh God, Nikki's coming out last because she's got to get the biggest pop." God damn it!
Yeah,
the captain, but is not champion.
Yeah, but
right.
And then,
which that happened later on in the.
Yeah. So AJ didn't come out last one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Nikki's not coming out. So the camera runs back there and find out what's going on.
And there's Nikki doing the worst sell job ever because she's on the ground holding her head. And then, hey, what happened, Nikki? Oh, and then all of a sudden she's better for a split second. Oh, I got hit. Somebody hit me from behind, and I don't know who it was. Like, just like she was telling somebody like about her day going to Starbucks and ordering a pumpkin spice latte.
Mind
like
you,
she wasn't selling. Like she was selling, and then I'm normal. Let me say my lines.
Yeah, it's like this. Like she was hurt, and then right next, run to her aid was D-Bry because he's the general manager. But Natty was right there
as
the first
well.
one on scene.
Yeah, and then you want to talk about more bad acting. Then Natty was like, I don't know. I'm just the coach. But you know what? Somebody's got to represent Team SmackDown. I guess I'll do it.
In Canada.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, shucks. I guess I'll take one for the team.
Yeah.
And it made it so painfully obvious that she was probably the one that.
Yeah.
Really?
Is that a red herring?
Maybe. I mean, it could be a red herring.
I'm thinking Eva Marie.
You don't think it's Carmella, the chick that she's been
the whole time?
With? Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes obvious is obvious. Carmella.
Well, I mean, she's been hit by Carmella so many times, and even if it was from behind, I think she would know what Carmella's fist feels like.
Like with that numb ass neck, no.
I know that ass whooping anywhere. Like,
Carmella, is that you again?
Like, God damn it, Carmella!
It was 85 foot-pounds of torque on my left cheek. Ah, you, Carmella. Yeah. The match itself.
The match itself was all right. I thought it was decent. I wasn't disappointed with it. And I don't know. Like, it felt like a nice thing to kick the show off with.
Good opener.
I had higher expectations for that than I did for the tag match. So I guess I hold the tag match in higher regard because I had lower expectations. But it didn't disappoint me.
No, yeah, it was a nice solid match. Had a nice flow with the match. I'm trying to think of any outstanding spots
Well, Bayley and Charlotte were the last two to survive for Raw for the women.
Bayley and Charlotte were the last two to survive, but the big surprise in that match was Natty just out of the blue pinning Sasha.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what? Okay, holy shit.
Out of the blue, as in one move and you're done, or just out of nowhere that Natty was actually able.
It wasn't
to
out of the blue. I mean, it wasn't like super kick 1, 2, 3. It was there was
a sequence of moves
yeah.
that led to it, but it wasn't like
you feel like Natalya didn't have enough stock for her to suddenly be able to beat Sasha. That's
exactly.
Why I was surprised. Okay,
exactly. It wasn't just one move and all of a sudden she's out. It was like them wrestling back and forth, and then someone did something. I can't remember what it was. But then, boom, Sasha's limit. The fuck? Really? Okay. I was surprised on that a little bit. But I like the ending. Charlotte, before tagging in Bayley, was kind of getting her ass whooped a little bit, and she went out, rolled over to the corner to get the tag because she needed a breather. And I kind of like the psychology of that as well because it wasn't like teamwork. Or, hey, I'm going to tag myself in or something like that. It was, I'm getting my ass whooped. I need to take a breather. Let me take advantage of the fact that this is a tag team match and tag in my partner, who happened to be Bayley. And Bayley went in there and just cleaned house. And Bayley and Becky had a nice back and forth. It was really good, very competitive. They did well. And Bayley got the upper hand on it. So, okay, shit. Sasha, who was laying out on the apron, was like, okay, we won. She went out there. Bayley raised her hand by the referee. Charlotte, they raised their hands. Okay, officially, this is who wins. Ding, ding, ding. All right, let's go home.
Match is over.
Bitch! Like, you are not coming after my title. I know you won this match. You suck, and I'm going to beat you up. That's what you get for winning.
Yeah,
pretty much. I liked it. So, yeah. I mean, it clearly, to me, tells me that Bayley's next in line. Definitely not Charlotte, or not Sasha anymore, because Sasha was out of there halfway through the match. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have Bayley versus Charlotte,
which is fine, I guess. I mean, because it's not Sasha and Charlotte anymore,
right?
And we never really got Bayley and Charlotte too much. It was Sasha that dropped the belt to Bayley, so we really haven't gotten a whole defined rivalry with Bayley and Sasha.
And
so it should feel fresh.
Yeah, I think if they fought in NXT,
so once or twice, maybe not on TV on program.
Now you might have liked this if you saw this, but you're out getting our pizza.
Well, 10 women in the ring. Of course, I'm gonna like it.
Well, I meant specifically this. Nia Jax Nia, I know. Nia Jax, she had a pretty decent showing out there. She was throwing, some of the other divas around. Aside from the fact that she was wearing that T-shirt the entire time, it made her look less menacing than what she should be. Aside from aesthetically, she was being pretty dominant in there, and I kind of like what happened between her and Naomi because it looked like Alexa and Carmella were just bouncing off of her, not getting in any offense. Naomi bounced off her a couple of times, not getting any offense. But then Naomi finally was able to get her off her feet, got her to the outside, and then it looks like she was going to do something off of the apron, and that's when Nia was like, grabbed her leg, she hit the apron, took her off the apron, threw her off there. That was the first time that we got
elimination. 4 hours ago, leave me alone.
Yeah. That was the first time we got an elimination that was not a pinfall or a submission. It was just straight up count out. Why? Because Nia Jax is that much of a brute that she got Naomi down for a 10 count while she just sauntered her way back into the ring at like the count of 6 or 7. It's like, okay, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, Naomi's not going to
Or if you're listening to the audience, 10, 10, 10.
10. Go ahead, bitch away, Travis. I knew that got to you after like 30 minutes.
It got to me on NXT after because they're doing it throughout the show, which is fine because it's the same show. But dude, come on, man! Like
Toronto let me down a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Like I can get it. I can understand it for the NXT show, but for WWE, okay, I get they're being funny and cute because of the Ty Dillinger match. But the biggest issue I have with that is it took away the specialness of what happened for Ty. It was for Ty Dillinger.
Not only that, casual people that are watching this, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah,
that's the first impression. It's like, what are they throwing me off?
And because there was a couple spots in this whole show where it was important to hear the ref count, and you couldn't do that because 15,000 people were chanting 10 the whole time.
Oh, 10.
Yeah. Like it takes away from Ty Dillinger. So even if he were to debut tomorrow on Raw, it's like, oh, wait, they're doing that thing for him? Oh, no, that was the thing in Toronto. Like, no, that was his thing. Kind of like CM Punk with the GTS, and then Tommy shows up, hey, you stole CM Punk's move. No, it's the other way around. But, hey, we have a new guy on the feed. Thanks so much. A guy I've never seen before. It's going by C Universe. So welcome. Thanks for tuning in. But he did say, why wasn't Becky captain? That's a good point. The captains for these matches all throughout the night just seem to be off.
Looked like a popularity contest.
It was popular.
Y2J and Owen were co-captains. Not so much for Owens, but Jericho's been over as fuck. Yeah. Even in Kevin Owens' own country, he is not as over as Chris Jericho.
Well, it's Jericho's own country too.
And Nikki Bella is the most popular over Becky just because she's on 18 different fucking shows on the E Network.
He also said,
and banging John Cena. So there you go.
He also said
Becky sounds like Sheamus, so of course you're gonna pick Nikki over fucking Becky.
That's
Oi!
Hey!
We're dogs. We're dogs. We're
dogs. They don't even bark her. She went ow. Like that's Pac-Man, bitch. That's not a fucking dog.
Y'all so wrong, man.
She said it.
Y'all wrong.
All right.
Y'all
so
wrong.
Two-parter. Number one. Grade this entire show.
Ooh, are we gonna do our regular 1 through 10, or do you want ABC?
No, 1 through 10.
All right, 1 through 10.
10 being the highest,
7.
1 being WCW.
7, maybe 7.
7.
There's some good in-ring action throughout this show, but I want to say this continues the streak of confusing booking on WWE's part for their pay-per-views. Like, go back the last few months. Either the placement of matches or the way they ended the shows. It's just confusing on some of the things they're doing. This is continuing the streak of that. Like that match, dude. Come on.
What's your grade?
Before Goldberg Brock?
Total.
Let me fucking shit that what I'm gonna say. Before Goldberg Brock, I was gonna go with a 9 because there wasn't anything that I was disappointed with.
That's what dragged me down a little bit.
Yeah, Goldberg Brock brought it down
to what?
Maybe a 7, maybe a 6.
I thought it was gonna be bad.
I mean, overall, that's a big ding. Overall,
being generous. Yeah. I'm at a 4 because I'm the same way. I was at about an 8. I was actually thinking this is gonna be the first event in the brand rivalry that WWE was gonna actually be better than NXT Takeover. until Goldberg Lesnar fucking tanked. That ruined it for me. NXT struck again. From the beginning to the end, everything on NXT was what you would think NXT would be.
Quantity over quality.
And then WWE, even though it was a half hour less than I thought it was going to be, it could be quality over quantity. And then when they gave us the last 5, again, with any show, with any movie, with any sitcom, it's not always about how the show starts, but it's how the show ends. The last image you see on television is the first thing you're going to remember when you think about, oh, this episode of The Walking Dead, oh, that episode of NXT, oh, that Age of Ultron. The taste of my mouth from Survivor Series 2016 was the whatever not main event that we got between Goldberg and that's the first thing that's going to pop in my mouth.
I kind of get that for you, but when you bring up the other examples of Walking Dead or Age of Ultron or any movie or TV show, when you're watching that movie or TV show, it's the beginning, middle, end, all storyline all together. It's one collective thing. But with wrestling, it's like 4 or 5 little mini stories. So the 4 mini stories that happen before the end, I'm thoroughly happy with.
Okay, so next year, what are you going to remember about this Survivor Series?
You know what? I might actually remember like either the tag or the women's. That's what I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember it's like, oh, hey, they had a nice rivalry going between Raw and SmackDown. Raw won most of them, but then SmackDown came out on top at the end, and it wound up all balancing out. That really is what I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember Brock versus Goldberg as a thing, but I'm like, hey, what? Oh, was that SummerSlam? No, it was Survivor Series. Oh, okay. But for me, Survivor Series was all about bragging rights, brand warfare, this and that, whatever. That was the overall story for me. And maybe that's because that's what I want to remember because that's what I liked. And
selective memory over here.
Yeah, selective memory. But at the same time, you could have put Goldberg versus Brock at SummerSlam, at Survivor Series, at Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania, at Roadblock. Like, it didn't have to be at Survivor Series. It could have been in any other, event.
What are you going to remember about this Survivor Series?
Well, seeing as I can barely remember shit from the last pay-per-view, I don't know. You know what? I want to say, I don't agree totally with your analogy of last thing you remember is thing. But in this particular case, I'm thinking the whole build-up and everything for the Lesnar Goldberg thing. But at the same time, there wasn't anything to remember.
Yeah.
There's not a match to remember. I mean,
Ryan, he's chiming in with his number. He said that he'll give it about a 6 or a 7, for overall.
Ryan, did it beat NXT TakeOver last night?
That's a good question to throw out there. That's a very good question. Any listeners,
we can post that on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll post that on our Facebook page, and we'll go over it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, on Wednesday. Yeah.
The highlights being Shane's bump. That was a thing that people were talking about here. And the Goldberg Brock fight brought it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
do you have any match of the week candidates for today's show?
Yeah, I think a tag team.
The tag.
Is that your match of the week, Vic?
That might be
candidate for match of the week.
I'm trying to think in terms of match of the night. We'll talk about match of the week on Wednesday when we do our regular show. Match of the night, man, it's probably that tag match. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide between the tag match or the guys match.
The guys match for me, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Maybe because the tag team had such low expectations.
That's why it's remembered.
Well, again, it's me. That's my personal opinion. You're wrong.
Nah. Going back to NXT versus tonight. This guy, Vincent, another guy I've never seen before on our chat. Welcome, Vincent. He says, TakeOver wins, but he also says, that was somebody else saying TakeOver wins. But he said, nothing beats Bobby Roode's theme entrance.
The one thing he didn't like. I like you already.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Fucking Bobby Roode.
Well, guess what? That's it. That's the show.
That's
Dark Match number 2.
Dark Match number 2.
Yeah.
If you're watching Dark Match, because this is something that you never heard of us before or whatever you got on here, well, yeah, this is only our 2nd episode of the Dark Match, but we're on 209 episodes of our regular weekly show, formerly called Houston Wrestling Radio. Now it's just called the HWR show on the HWR network right here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. That way, all of our different shows or whatever we do, we're trying to diversify what we do here.
Tell us what you think in the comment section below.
Yeah, give us thumbs up. You know,
if you're the guy that thumbs us down, tell us who you are, and we will find you.
Yeah, that'll make him.
Yeah, now we're gonna have like 5 thumbs down every episode just because of that.
As long as we get a reaction, I don't care if we get Roman heat. As long as we get a reaction.
Oh no, they're gonna kick us off of YouTube. You can get kicked off of YouTube, right?
Not really. So if you go to facebook.com/
Houston Wrestling Radio,
or on Twitter
at H Wrestling Radio. Also on Instagram, I believe the Instagram account. Well, Randy cares about that. She runs it.
We'll tell you about our merch later. We need to sell you on us first.
Yeah, we got. But anyway, like I was saying, our regular show Wednesday nights, 8 Central. Because we're in the Central.
One day we're gonna start on time. Yeah, I promise you.
Wednesday
nights.
Why
do you keep saying that?
Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock ish. Central Time Zone. Tune in. We talk about everything else from the rest of the week. So,
4 a.m. in Japan. Tomo. Ish.
You didn't do that fucking math off the fly, so I know you were just guessing. It's not 4 a.m.
Check it.
Really? Do you actually know? Do you really know?
No, he's gonna check it now.
I am gonna check it, you son of a bitch.
That's it.
All right.
We're done.
Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Toodles. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, he's Rowdy Roddy on Twitter. Hey, guy.
All right.
Yeah. I'll subscribe. Yeah.